Now we're on Chapter 5, Problem 20. This is a long problem, so I'm going to try to move through it as quickly as I can move through it clearly, because I know it's complicated to do. So we have this information in the head note. We're going to start with Part 1, which is the CM ratio of 40% and the break-even in the number of balls. So it's good to do a table like this: selling price, variable expenses, contribution margin per unit, and the ratios. And then say, okay, I've got to cover 210,000. I'm going to do it $10 at a time. It's going to take me 21,000 balls. Remember what we talked about in class. Don't worry about operating leverage. All right, number 2. Now, labor rates are going up $3. So it was 15. Now it's 18. It's up $3. That means contribution margin is down. That means the CM ratio is down. How that's going to play out: we've still got to cover $210,000 to break even, but we're only getting there $7 at a time. So now it's going to take us 30,000 balls to do that. Now, if we want to say how much will it take us to earn the same operating income, in the table in the problem we earned 90,000 last year. So what I got to get is my 90,000 in profit plus my 210 in fixed expenses. I'm going to get there $7 at a time. It's going to take over 42,000 basketballs to get there. Okay, we're still on the same scenario, but now the boss says we have got to raise the price. So our contribution margin ratio last year was 40%. Referring back to Part 1, CM ratio was 40%. So what we do, you can set it up like this, the way I've got the box drawn. What we know is variable costs are now $18, 15 plus the 3. 40% is the CM ratio. This is the way it used to be, and we want to keep this the same. So if sales are always 100%, if the CM ratio is 40%, then the opposite of that is the variable cost ratio, which is 60%. What we know is it's actually $18. That's 60% of the total. 18 divided by 0.6, that makes our selling price 30, which makes our contribution margin 12. All right. Now we're on to the original data, and we've got a whole different scenario, which is adding fixed cost. So now we're able to cut our variable expenses here. They were $15. We're cutting them by 40%. Now they're 9. So our new CM is $16 a unit. New CM ratio is 64%. Our fixed expenses, though, have doubled. They used to be 210. They've doubled. They're now 420. So I got to cover 420 to break even. I'm going to get there $16 at a time, so it's going to take me 26,000 balls to get there. Okay, if I want to make the same profit as last year, what I got to cover is the profit. I got to cover my fixed expenses. I'm still getting there $16 at a time. I need 31,000 balls to do that. Contribution margin income statement at 30,000 balls is going to be $25, $9 for variable cost. 420, this is the doubled fixed expenses. Now my operating income under this scenario is $60,000. Operating leverage, don't worry about it. Okay, the final thing is Part C. Would you do this? And your solutions manual has some stuff written that you can look at online. Here's what I'd like to say. Every company faces this decision process if you're lucky and you grow. Early on, when you're a small company, you don't want to put too much in fixed costs because you're going to risk losing money because you don't have enough sales to cover them. So you're going to make cost as variable as possible. But when you become successful and famous with lots of sales, you actually want to invest in fixed costs, like this problem says, in order to lower variable cost and make your profits higher. So it's clear what to do early. It's clear what to do once you've been successful. The tricky question is when and in how many steps do you make this change? And that's problem 20. Thanks so much.